becometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Say lies. My soul, wait thou only upon Yah, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. That's right. In the Most High is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in the Most High. Trust in him at all times. Ye people, pour out your heart before him. The Most High is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie, to be laid in the balance. They are altogether lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Yahweh has spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto the Most High. Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, for thou renderest to every man according to his work. Hallelujah! Selah!
That's right. Yeah, we're going to hit on a very important topic here to get some understanding concerning the beginning. And the reason we're talking about that, this is what Christ wanted us to understand. For certain events, he said there's certain events that already happened. Look to it that way. But the one I am telling you about, Christ said this separates you from trying to put Christ's second coming on the same playing field as what has happened in some of these kingdoms. And what we're talking about is second coming. Yes, he destroyed Egypt and brought us out and all the other nations watched. But when we are talking about when Christ states that there has never been or will be a time like this that's coming. So what do you compare that to? You can't. Other than total annihilation and destruction. But it's going to be worse than that. So when we understand only a remnant shall be saved, once you understand this, it'll get quite clear to you that we got to get on our game. There are a lot of articles out there going around, things happening in the news. Just saw yesterday in the Daily Mail. What they are doing now with this super photo technology, they are taking pictures of individuals, done with these new iPhones or high-def cameras. And what they are doing is they are looking into the iris of every individual on the picture. They can magnify that so many times that it actually, they can see who you're looking at or what you're looking at. Get on the Daily Mail, it's probably still out there. You'll see what you got.
They on her ID badge at work. You look at her eyes, it don't look like her eyes.
Right.
And that's how they track them throughout the whole building.
Well, these are solid pictures. Like if a camera has you anywhere, if you're looking straight into the camera, they will take your face, get into your eye, because it says it's like a mirror. The iris or the cornea. And they look right at that and they can tell exactly who or what you're looking at. And this is the new technology. They started it basically with Jodi Arias when she killed that boy. They looked in her eye and told the fact that this boy wasn't dead, so she kind of folded on some things. They say, we see them in your eye. But the technology is so clear right now that they're able to identify subjects in it. They'll multiply them. Y'all know right now a satellite, they can beam down and see mice mating in the field. So if they're doing that from hundreds of miles up, y'all can imagine this technology of what they're doing, and they're getting into retina and iris scans. What you got there?
You know, they showed you that in that movie with Will Smith. I don't know if y'all know the name of it. One where he was a cowboy and a cop. And they had that one man do his dick and trap shit. They went out and chopped his head off. Then they took his head, put it, you know, a little light around there. They could see the last thing he saw. From inside his house. Yeah, put it up on the wall.
Truly, if you heard the term, the eyes are the window to the soul, it's usually pretty true about those statements, because a lot of times you see these possessed people, the first thing you do is look at their eyes. Dark and cold. No life in them. But y'all, we're going to go and get started. If I get any questions or concerns before we get started concerning how we teach, what we teach, and who we believe we are to be, and then we'll go, if not, we'll go ahead and get right into our topic. Anybody had any struggles along the week? What you got, bro?
I was reading on the internet about the Pope. He recently did an article, and he was stating about how they were trying to convert all the religions and all that together.
They were trying to do what?
Convert all the religions, like if you believe in animals and all that, they were trying to convert it. One saying that we all worship the same God because we worship in love.
Right.
I was wondering what you think.
No, I didn't see that, but I saw him in his Xmas celebration. Where they were actually, I mean, this porcelain baby, Tammuz that they had. I mean, he's kissing this baby's feet tenderly, like it's gonna kick any second. And I'm saying, I'm looking at myself, this is straight idol worship. Not only that, he gingerly putting them wafers down there like that porcelain baby, it's just gonna start cracking and pieces gonna fall off. I've been waiting on a piece of that for 5 days. I mean, laying it down, get you laying it down like that. You like, what is going on? But the actual, and then when they're parading every fruit on the back of a truck with silken garments on, designer bags hanging off of that statue on, riding down the street, and people running and touching it like it's alive. If y'all want to know what idol worship is, get the Guadalupe, whatever it is, when they march through the streets, or just watch, this past celebration that they just had with the Pope, and watch the idol worship, the way they look at statues made with men's hands, and they're kissing and touching on it, and everybody looking in the audience like, let me get a kiss of it. Please. What you got to get here?
Well, we visited over this Exodus for the day. Went to a friend's house, that projector. They had a photo, first of all, and they Hebrew people and stuff. That white Jesus is as big as that projectile in their living room.
Right.
Okay, he got silky hair and stuff.
Right.
But anyway, he had a porcelain Michelle Obama. You know how y'all have the dishes in the case and stuff, the dishes, the china and stuff. And on the top of the china was a porcelain in red dress. I called it a replica, but she got offended. I said, that's a replica of Michelle Obama. That's not a replica. That's her. That's a original.
It's a what? You were saying it was bootleg.
She got offended. And was towering over her house. Michelle in that nice bed.
Right.
The other
She trying to slay it off like she got it from Big Lots.
She said, this is the one that brings me good cheer. She's the first lady. You know, I endured, bow down to it.
She said she bowed down.
Well, she didn't say that. was her idol and stuff.
Well, I'm just saying.
She loved it.
If
She
bowed
washed
down
it
and
3
worshiped-
times a day.
Oh, she what?
Sound like I know.
Yes. We don't want to get away
No,
from
but
what I said.
it was like how they do their Barbie doll. It's a grown woman.
Well, this is what we're saying. It has to be, like I say, if they say nothing moves, any child get killed if they reach their hand up here. This is so sacred. It has to be on this level, y'all, because if that's the case, you're going to open the door wide up for every artifact you got in your house. You know, and that's a game that we don't want to open that door. What we're talking about is open idol worship that where they take an object made with a man's hand and kiss it and weep it. Like Mom's Mabley, like, you just don't know what I have my hands clutch hold of. You just don't understand. Now, if any way, shape, or form, if you could reach for that, and you to draw back and your hand would have been missing. Then you know where that was at.
Right, I didn't want to reach up.
Right. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Those chemtrails, we're talking chemtrails, the screens they build in the sky, talking about what we're talking about. When they we will see a man calling himself Christ, they can cut his hand off, cut your arm off, or whatever, and do these things. They built this illusion for us to go for.
Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam. And don't think that it won't be able to, like, laser beam some old, some shit going on. But it don't mean it's Christ. For real, we don't mean it's Christ.
Right, when you're talking about what he's speaking on now, y'all, they got a video out there now. It's on the Hebrew One channel, Brother Jacob channel, where he showed this new hologram that they got HD so super high def, and they're showing images in the air, and they actually look like, well, they opened the door with the Tupac at Coachella.
Yeah, they showed it up.
I'm telling you, I saw him, so they want you to think that people have been resurrected.
Right.
But the deal is, it's the same thing Christ said, be ye not deceived.
That's right.
For unless the sun and the moon is knocked out,
That's right.
They can't do that
That's right.
without destroying the whole earth themselves, because you block the sun and the moon out. Basically what you're doing, you will prevent certain things from happening with this earth. So they will kill themselves off, but they're counting on you not understanding that because of the rapture doctrines. You just looking for something coming from outer space.
Right.
And the spaceship, that's all they need you to do. But the key is the ordinances that never move out of their place. Hold on, sis. You gotta get Brother Ken, then we get you, and then we're gonna get rolling. Go ahead. What's that, Ken?
I had a situation this in the past week where I had to deal with a lying pastor who literally was trying to say that we study from a different book.
Right.
And it was family. But the thing is this, I went real hard at the pastor,
Right.
chopped the head off, but
On that doctrine.
I got checked at the same time by my wife because I went after the pastor, but I didn't go after the followers of that pastor. That's mimicking what they saying without reading for their own selves. So is it wrong to chop the pastor, but not the followers?
Well, it's wrong to chop the pastor, period. What you're chopping
With the word?
is his doctrine.
Right, doctor.
See, so because you have to always, you can't never put him in a position, because the first thing they look at is how did you chop him?
Hold on,
Was
Dad.
he made to look low offend? You can't
Dang,
offend
this is
his
a pastor
word.
that's under a homosexual pastor.
Oh, hell, email pastor.
Well, I'm understanding that, but what's happening is, what is the doctrine that's driving that behavior that is taught? Because see, what happened is, they gonna take his doctrine and they gonna repeat it to somebody else. So once the doctrine is destroyed and he has to throw his hands up, it's like now they just say, look, if we gonna talk about getting here, get in the cage. You know, and I'm understanding what you're saying, but the bottom line is, if they see him hurt, they're going to be hurt. The bottom line is the doctrine has to be destroyed, and let them see if he's going to believe a lie in front of everybody. Because once you chop that doctrine up, once you get between you and him and it get personal, they gonna look at you like, see, then you get lumped in with the boys on video, cussing out folks, and they gonna swear they seen you. That's him on that video on YouTube. He in New York cussing folks out. That'll be you.
It was no cussing, it was just all script.
I'm understanding what doctrine was he using to promote homosexuality. That's what I'm asking, so that we'll be aware. If we hear it, then we'll say that's what we talking about. So we asking you now, what did you hear, or how was he presented to the point that it was of acceptance, and he was telling the whole church, you must be of acceptance of his behavior.
Well, it wasn't in doctrine, it's so much, it was more in action. But what they was trying to argue is that we're not under the curses, but anymore, that when Jesus died, he did away with the curses and this and that. So saying that we're not under the curses, it's not anymore, then there is no way that we can be who we say that we are.
So the bottom line is, the question would be, is your doctrine saying that homosexuality is not a sin? That's what it comes down to. See, that's what we have to keep with that. See, y'all can battle all day. All day y'all can scrap. But when it comes down to the point, what is sin? Is it described as sin? If it's not, all we need to see is where it is. Because if you say Christ did away with that, then he did away with murder. He did away with pedophilia.
That's right.
He did away with stealing. Right. So you have no problem then just start going in his pocket right then and have them dead Franklins out of there. This ain't stealing, and put it in your pocket. Grab his car keys. I'll be back. Maybe. You say ain't no law.
They wouldn't touch the homosexuality because every time we brought because every time we brought up, they wouldn't sign. But they were still trying to argue, well, Jesus did away with the curses and blase.
What are the curses?
The curses in Deuteronomy about.
So you saying he got rid of the law?
Right.
Basically what you're saying, well, there's no law, there's no sin.
Right.
So are you giving me a license to do whatever I want? That's what Christ came for, to open the door for me to do as thou wilt. Then how can I point the finger at Alistair Crawford? Or how do they point the finger at anybody, a Satanist outside of the Bible? Who are they teaching against? That's the key. That's what you need to see what they're saying, so you can get in their head and understand the doctrine, so that all the people will walk away on their own.
The question was, is it wrong to check the pastor, but not check the congregation? But at the same time, not check the congregation.
He's the head of the congregation. Cutting off the head, the body was out.
That's what Christ told us to do.
Him to confess.
Bind the strong man.
He got so much power. He got so much power. He put in that church tomorrow and said, you know what, saints? We've been teaching the false doctrine. Right. It's time for us to do this, that, and third. And guess what? They, being that he's the head, they gonna say, you know what? They gonna forgive him and say, okay, what we need to be doing. So if we get him, we get everybody up in this room.
That's right.
I got it.
See, and that's
Everybody that follows him because they follow him.
I got it.
You know what I'm saying? So that was like you said, shit, you doctrine though. So what are you saying? It's done away with. And then go to the scripture to show, brother, this is saying something totally different. Can you show me with the Bible? They can stay at home in the Bible. Like later for the talking back and forth, show me in the Bible this is done away with.
Couldn't do it.
You ain't gonna be able to do it, so then you just talking at them. And that's all that is, just talk.
right.
You got some out?
Yeah, my uncle named James, he's been a pastor for like 30 years.
Uncle James, I think I know Uncle
He's been a pastor for like 30 years. He's been teaching that we Gentiles. So I called him probably like a week ago, and I told him that we was Jews. I hit him with Deuteronomy 28. I hit him with a whole lot of scriptures. So he told me to go back and read Isaiah, which I didn't get nothing from. But then he called me back 2 days later, and he was like, I need to get my study up. You know what I'm saying?
Great job.
But check this out though. He said he went to his church. He's not the only preacher at his church. He got a church in Colorado. He said they told him that if he gonna come with that doctrine, they gonna kick him out the church.
They were kicking me out the Pharisees. That's part of it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta burn your territory.
So my question was this to him though: Is you gonna be kicked out the church, or is you gonna follow suit and keep doing what you've been doing?
Yeah, that's something he gonna have to deal with when he comes to that point. Like, what you gonna do? Like you read John 12, 41 to 43, John 5, 40 to 45. Certain men knew that the Messiah was the Messiah, but because they was afraid of men and what men thought and how they was gonna be demoted socially, they wasn't gonna do that. So that's something he gonna have to, like, he can't twist his own arms. He gonna have to make that decision in his own conscience, because the conscience will drive you crazy. You know, you just seen that, you know that ain't true. That's been proven to be false, but you still gonna entertain a lie.
I got one more question. So what makes you think he been learning this? He been doing the Gentile thing for like 30 years. Like all of a sudden I come up and the same scriptures he been reading for 30 years. Now all of a sudden he get that with the Jews. Like,
Well, that's good. No matter when the light click on.
That's right.
As long as they click on.
As long as they click on.
Before the doctor say, he's done.
Live dog,
He hollered
dead live.
before Austin Lane is called.
That's right.
He's in good shape. Which guy, Mike Hale? Who is that? Oh, Aaron. Aaron, then you, Mike Hale. Go ahead, Aaron.
You talk about,
No, Aaron. Right before you go about. Go ahead, Aaron. You done?
It was something about the Project Blue Man, but.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Brother Rob. And then we'll come back to you, Mike Hale.
I was just thinking about when you talking about idol worship and they in Jerusalem they have a star embedded into the stone where our Savior was supposed to have been laid at, right? He was born at, and you got people coming up and they kiss it, and it made me think that they're not worshiping the Savior, they're worshiping the piece of gold star.
Right.
You know when they kissing something that don't even got life.
Right. So
They put dragon devices in baby Jesus now.
right. Go ahead. What you got now?
What that scripture was saying that the children should show the Lord. And the children
should lead them, little children should lead them. They pass little children should lead them. Isaiah, yes, in Isaiah. I want to say Isaiah 60, but we'll get it for you, bro. We'll get it before that.
All right, now check this out. This goes into idol worship. An idol is a false god. Idolatry is the worship of that false god.
Right.
Now, if y'all read Psalms 96, verse 5, said the gods of other nations outside the 12 tribes are idols. Whether you go from Buddha over in India, 300-some gods from Egypt, somebody chiseled these gods out, made them, and then attached to them is a worship, rites, and ceremonies. White Jesus they put up, there's ceremonies, rites, sacrifices, and all that is attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to read this right here. We'll read this real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. This is Apocrypha, and it goes into idol worship. An idol is a false god, so something somebody made, and then men bow their knees to it as if it's their God or if their salvation or worship. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. I'm going to start at verse 8. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed.
Is what?
Cursed. As well it, as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike.
That's right.
Hateful unto God. For that which is made shall be punished, together with him that made it. 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, the gods of the Gentiles, the nations outside the 12 tribes. All right. So this is therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, meaning they're going to be destroyed. What about this? Because in the creature of God they have become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men and a snare to the feet of the unwise. 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. I'm going to jump down, brother. Verse 25. Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men, without exception, blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury. Sound familiar? This society we in. Disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good terms, defiling of souls, changing of kinds, sex change. Even back in. Disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. 27. This is right here. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. 28. For either they are mad when they be married, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. For in so much as their trust is in idols, which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. Howbeit for both causes shall they be justly punished, both because they thought not well of the Most High, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit, despising holiness. For it is not the power of them by whom they swear, but it is the just vengeance of sinners that punishes always the offense of the ungodly. So they tell you to